Welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas with Kevin Miller from Habitat for Humanity and Restore. Before we move on, because I got lots to ask you, but how does a family get selected? Remind me.
Yeah, so it really is a partnership. So families apply, and we have 3 areas of qualification. So one, they've got to have a need. Are they currently living in substandard housing? Mm-hmm. Things that qualify are an exceedingly high rent, really bad, unhealthy living situation currently. Perhaps they live in public housing now. And so that's one of the big qualifications, need. Mm-hmm. The second is an ability to pay. So we've touched on a few times, these houses aren't free. These families will purchase their own homes. So they've got to have a steady income. They've got to be able to demonstrate that, whatever that comes in as. Sometimes it's just important to know that families have that 2-year work history, that income history that they can demonstrate so that they can feel confident that they're going to be able to afford the home that they build.
And can a family do this, like on making minimum wage or anything like that?
Our family partnership team is so good at their jobs, and they will work with all the families to determine what's going to be healthy for them. We're not interested in putting somebody in a situation that they're not going to be able to manage.
No, that's not fun for
no,
anyone.
It's not fun for anyone. And in some cases, that's what's gotten some of the families into the situation they're in. And so we want our family partnership team to really work with each family. So our family partnership team looks at debt to income ratio. And if it's not where it needs to be, we help develop an action plan to get it to that point. We help people through financial literacy courses we mentioned before. So it's really a partnership, and I mean that. So
let me stop you right there, because I just want to make sure that everybody's getting this. This is amazing. So if a family came to you and they've got just boatloads of debt and they just really don't see a way out, you're able to help them with that first. Yeah. And then home ownership and really getting on their feet.
Yeah, I won't make any misrepresentations here. We say no sometimes, but we also say yes. And so we partner with families to get them from where they are financially, since we're talking about ability to pay as one of the requirements, from where they are to where they need to be. And so that might come as a no, but here's what you need to do to get to where we can say yes financially. And many families do come back because it's such an important part of their hopes for their own future. So again, first requirement from our end is housing need. Second is the ability to pay. And third is the willingness to partner with us. So families who partner with us need to be able to do sweat equity. Now, we take into account people of all abilities, and so we work out a situation where each family can invest hundreds of hours of sweat equity. That's what we require. And so that takes a lot of forms: building their home and the home of others, or renovating if that's the case. Working in our Restore, helping donations come in or helping shelves look good for product display. It also includes all the classes I've talked about. So the homeowner maintenance education course, which
I still want to talk you into letting all of us take that.
Everybody says that. So helping families understand how to maintain the home that they're building and purchasing, so that because now they're not going to have a landlord, they're not going to have a caretaker to call when something goes wrong. It's their home, just like you or I would need to take care of our own home. Yeah, that's right.
Houses are always screaming to have something done to them.
That's right. And so all those classes also count towards sweat equity. So that is a little bit about what's required to become a homeowner.
How many people apply every year? You have any idea?
We have hundreds.
Yeah. And about how many can you select?
I
know you took 7, because 7 tomorrow are getting their
that's
own.
right. I mean, we do a number of projects a year, and so we kind of always base what we can accept. I mean, we've got a waiting list, and so we can always do what we can, and we try and do as much as we can.
So
a lot of that depends on the community that surrounds us. So the number of volunteers that come forward, the number of financial donors that partner with us. So we do as much as we can, and we also I feel compelled to mention, when we're talking about financial donors, I feel really excited and honored to be able to say that our stewardship is something we take very seriously. So only 9% of our donated finances go toward overhead. So things like staffing and programming and all of that. That means that there's the majority of the chunk of what comes in is going straight toward home building and renovating. And that 9%, that's kind of miraculous when it comes to nonprofits. I mean, that low overhead is a tremendous thing. And that's because we take it very, very seriously. And so we work based on what we've got. And so a typical Habitat house, when we build it, costs about $72,000. We ask for about $50,000 in a sponsorship. And that comes in a lot of ways. So we've got some individuals and businesses who just write a check, a tax-deductible check for $50,000, and a house is ready to go. Some people sponsor half a house and give $25,000, or organizations, businesses do that. And we also have things like faith builds where 10 churches will come together. They'll each give $5,000. They'll do the volunteer work. And we also just accept donations of any amount because every single little bit helps. Every dollar, every penny, every $50,000 helps,
And this time of year, I think people are looking for ways to give.
End of year donations. I mean, if you've not done something with your nonprofit donations yet, then
this is a good place.
I prayerfully ask that you would, consider Habitat at the end of the year here.
How do we do that?
Yeah, so there are a number of ways. You can give us a call at 330-915-5888. You can look at our website and give securely online, and that's habitateco.org. ECO for East Central Ohio, obviously, habitateco.org. Or you can send one by postal mail at 1400 Raft Road Southwest in Canton, 44710.
And give us the website one more time.
Sure, habitateco.org.
And that's for East Central
Ohio. You can give securely on our website.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. Well, that's the ministry side, but also the Restore side. Let's talk about Restore because that is phenomenal.
It is phenomenal. And we've got 2 locations here in Canton. Basically, Restore is a nonprofit thrift store that exists solely to help Habitat for Humanity secure additional funds to build and renovate more homes with more local families. So we sell, and it's always open to the public, by the way. That's kind of a misconception as well. It's always open to the public. Anybody can come there. But we sell new and gently used home goods and building supplies, things like lighting, cabinets, appliances, furniture, home decor, knickknacks, books, records. If you can remember what a record is these days, but we've got them,
Wow.
It's like, and it's all quality stuff. And so I always try and say new and gently used because our team takes great care in accepting donations that are going to sell well. Some of the things that come in, we can recycle, we can scrap, we can do all kinds of stuff. But our whole point is to get them on the floor, get these donated items on the floor, sell them, and let those proceeds go straight back into home building with Habitat for Humanity.
I'm sure these are, it's another way where you sometimes have to say no. Are people just trying to clean out their houses?
Sometimes. I mean, we really try and minimize that. I mean, our website has a list of stuff we can take, stuff we can't take. Like, for example, we don't accept electronics, baby items, faucets that have had water running through them, that sort of thing. But that list is small, and because we want to take as much as possible so that we can sell as much as possible, so that we can build as much as possible. Since our first Restore here in Canton opened in 2003, the proceeds from Restore have helped build 13 homes in this area. So it's a big deal, and it's a big part of how Habitat for Humanity gets the funding to continue to build and renovate.
It's not just a place to consider when you're looking for places to give something. It's a great place to shop.
It's a ministry in itself, and it is a great place to shop. There are really unique items that you're not going to find anywhere else. And that might sound like sales pitchy, but it really is. Like the community that surrounds Restore and Habitat here in Canton is one that gives amazingly. I mean, we've got brand new items that come in.
Like what?
During the summer, we had a ton of patio furniture that was just straight out of the box. I mean, I just couldn't imagine.
Wow.
We have all the time.
How? Where did that come from?
It just, the community is generous around here, and I'll say it 100 times. We've got a lot of new siding, a lot of new tile, paint. We actually have a program with a paint supplier where we can accept donations of unused paint. So like, a can of paint that you didn't quite get through, instead of setting it outside to harden forever or putting it in the trash where it's not supposed to be, you can bring it to Restore. We'll take it. We send it away. It gets reformulated, repasteurized. We receive it back as brand new interior, exterior paint in multiple colors. And so you're doing a good thing for the environment. You're doing a good thing for yourself. You're doing a good thing for Restore. And so we have brand new paint at Restore, both locations here in Canton, for $14 a can. And it's quality paint. And we've got all the paint supplies to go with it. So if you're feeling like you need to do a little revitalization of your own, I mean, Restore's got that kind of stuff.
And I think it's important to get this on people's radar because we're not talking about a junk store.
No, it's not a junk store.
We're talking about, I mean, if you like shopping flea markets and finding a great bargain, this is like the ultimate, isn't it?
Yeah, and if you like upcycling, if you like DIY, in fact, we this year we've started a number of DIY classes at Restore where members of the community will come in, they'll learn how to make things like we just had one this week and we made we made Christmas trees out of pallets.
Oh,
and it was so cool. So if people want to see pictures of that, they can go to our Facebook page for Restore, which is facebook.com/RestoreECO. See all the pictures from our DIY nights, see all the stuff that's in our store. So to go back to your point, you can see on our Facebook page, this is not junk. This is good stuff. This is stuff that people have lovingly donated, and we're respectfully selling to get more houses built and renovated right here in this town.
Watching you is so fun because you are so passionate about this. I mean, I just wish everyone could see your face.
It's about exciting.
What about this just absolutely ignites you?
I mean, yes, is the answer. I mean, everything. But I think, it kind of goes to our mission. Our mission at Habitat is to bring people together, to build homes, communities, and hope. And, this dedication tomorrow is going to be one of those things where I'm going to sit in the back or stand in the back and take it all in. It makes me emotional as I'm sitting here with you. But
I know.
To see people who literally have just invested so much, and I'm not just talking about the families, I'm not just talking about financial donors, I'm not just talking about volunteers, but to see people from all walks of life, all financial backgrounds, all education levels, all life experiences, all stages of life, all stages of ability, coming together to do this one miraculous thing, which is help a family realize a dream of home ownership that's going to offer them the ability to have the resources for better health care, better food for their family, better education opportunities, more self-confidence, more stability, more self-reliance. It's just, I mean, how do you do any better than that?
More chance that family will stay together as a family unit as well.
Absolutely, yep.
Because there won't be those
stressors of living in substandard housing. It really does have a ripple effect through the rest of life, and our family partnership team knows that really well.
Well, I'll say it again. My favorite Christmas movie, my favorite movie of all times is It's a Wonderful Life, and it's like what you're doing. It's like
awesome.
the Bailey's houses, It's like Bailey Park, and you're doing it.
Yeah.
And so, wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything. Kevin Miller, give us the address or the website address one more time.
Sure. If you're interested in Habitat, the web address is habitateco.org. If you're interested in Restore, you can visit restoreeco.org.
Perfect. Kevin Miller, thank you so much for all you do in our community.
My pleasure.